You bought a fruit tree for your balcony, it died. The problem wasn't your care, it was the wrong variety in the wrong pot. I spent years testing dwarf trees in containers on my own patio. Today, I'm giving you the exact 7 that actually thrive in pots. Forget the backyard, your sunny window is the new orchard. 7 fruit trees that work in pots, from citrus to olives. For each one, the exact variety name, the right pot size, and the mistake that kills the harvest. Subscribe if you're new here. More urban growing guides coming every week, starting with the citrus that blooms almost year-round. You bought a dwarf fruit tree online? The description said perfect for pots. 6 months later, it's a stick in dirt. That frustration is real, but some trees genuinely thrive in containers. I've grown these 7 for years. Today, we cover the first 5, starting with a citrus that flowers so often you'll forget it's a tree. Then a cold, hardy apple, a self-fertile cherry, a fragrant white peach, and a fig that loves having its roots squeezed. Number 1, the improved Meyer lemon. This is the container citrus classic. It's a dwarf, heavy-bearing tree that's more forgiving than true lemons. In a pot, you can easily keep it under 5 feet tall. Its evergreen leaves mean you have a lush plant year-round, even when it's not fruiting. It works in a pot because its root system adapts well to confinement. It naturally stays compact. Give it a 10-inch pot to start, then graduate it to a 15 to 20-gallon half barrel for its lifetime. That's a whiskey barrel planter. It needs 8+ hours of direct sun. A south-facing balcony is perfect. Water it deeply when the top 2 inches of soil are dry. The bonus, it flowers multiple times a year. You get fragrant blooms and fruit almost continuously in the right conditions. The flowers are edible too, great for garnishes. But here's the critical warning. Never let it sit in a saucer of water. That's the fastest way to get root rot, which kills container citrus. Always use a pot with drainage and empty the saucer after watering. If you love the idea of a fruit that feels tropical but lives in a pot, our next tree is a cold, hardy classic that thrives in cooler climates. Number 2, the Apple Cameron Select. This is a specific strain of Honeycrisp apple grafted onto a dwarfing rootstock. That combo keeps the tree under 8 to 10 feet and promotes early fruiting in containers. The dwarfing rootstock restricts vigor, forcing the tree to put energy into fruit, not massive wood. Its resistance to fire blight is a huge plus in the close quarters of a container. It needs a 15 to 20-gallon pot, like half a whiskey barrel, for its permanent home. Give it 6 to 8 hours of direct sun. Less than 6 hours will drastically reduce your fruit set. Keep the soil consistently moist, like a wrung-out sponge. Never let it dry out completely. You cannot skip its winter chill. It needs 800 to 1,000 hours below 45 degrees Fahrenheit. In zones 3 to 6, this happens naturally. In warmer zones, you must winter it in an unheated garage. If you don't, it won't flower or fruit. One practical bonus, this variety often sets a decent crop on its own, but if you have room for a second pot, pair it with any other dwarf apple. You'll see noticeably heavier fruit set on both trees, and it doubles your harvest window. If you've got the sun and can provide that winter chill, you're set for apples. But what if you want a stone fruit that's famously sweet and doesn't need a second tree? Number 3, the Cherry Stella. This is the original and still one of the best self-fertile sweet cherries. Its naturally compact growth makes it suitable for large containers. It's a spur-bearing cherry, meaning it fruits on short, permanent woody spurs. This habit encourages a more compact, manageable form. Being self-pollinating means you only need 1 tree. It requires a minimum 20-gallon pot. A half whiskey barrel is perfect. Commit to that large container from the start. It needs 6 to 8 hours of direct sun for sweet fruit. Water consistently, especially when fruit is developing. Mulch the top of the pot to help retain moisture. The bonus? It's a stunning ornamental with beautiful spring blossoms and glossy red fruit. But be warned, the birds will love it as much as you do. You'll need to net it. The big mistake is planting it in a shallow or small pot. The tree becomes root-bound, stunts, and drops its fruit prematurely. One watering detail matters most with container cherries. Keep moisture consistent once fruit starts to swell. Inconsistent watering in those final 4 weeks is the leading cause of premature fruit drop. Soak deeply, then wait until the top inch is dry before the next round. Cherries are a summer delight. For a southern favorite that brings the taste of a Georgia summer to your patio, our next tree is a classic. Number 4, the Peach Belle of Georgia. This is a legendary white peach known for its incredible aroma and flavor. It's reliably dwarfing and self-fertile, making it a top container choice. It has a naturally manageable spreading growth habit. Container culture also helps you control peach leaf curl by letting you move the tree to a protected spot during wet, cool spring weather. It wants a 15 to 20 gallon pot for its lifespan. And it's a sun worshiper. Give it 8+ hours of direct sun. Water it deeply but infrequently. Let the top few inches of soil dry out between waterings. The fragrance of a ripe homegrown peach is unbeatable. It will perfume your entire balcony. It also has beautiful pink spring blossoms. The warning here is about air circulation. Poor airflow invites fungal diseases like peach leaf curl and brown rot. They spread fast in stagnant air. Place it in the breeziest spot you have and prune to open up the center of the canopy each year. Peaches need serious sun and vigilance. If you want a nearly foolproof fruit that thrives on a bit of benign neglect, this next one is for you. Number 5, the fig celestial, also called the sugar fig. It's incredibly productive for its size, has a closed eye that resists insects and ripens early. Figs fruit on new wood, so they don't need a complex branch structure. They actually thrive with root restriction. It encourages more fruit production. I've had a celestial in a 15-gallon pot for 5 years. It gives me 2 solid crops a year. That's a handful of sweet figs every few days in season. It's self-pollinating and nearly pest-free. It needs 6+ hours of sun. Water it deeply when the top inch of soil is dry. One more advantage, celestial is deciduous. When it drops its leaves in fall, move it to an unheated garage or shed. It needs no light while dormant, just temperatures above 20 degrees Fahrenheit. This makes it viable even in zone 6, far north of what most fig guides suggest. So you've seen a citrus, an apple, a cherry, a peach, and a fig. Each one has a specific variety name and a clear reason it works in a pot. Before we get to the last 2, a quick question for you. Looking at your current setup, your balcony, patio, or sunny window, which of these 5 feels most doable for your climate and space? Think about your sun hours. Think about winter. Can you provide that chill for the apple, or is the Meyer Lemon's year-round warmth more your style? That honest assessment will save you a lot of wasted effort. Hit that like button. If this is useful, it helps other urban growers find this video. 2 more trees left, and both of them are as beautiful to look at as they are productive. If you've ever thought a pomegranate was out of reach for your balcony, meet Nana. This isn't a regular tree kept small. It's a true genetic dwarf, staying a compact 2 to 4 feet tall in its pot. It thrives in containers because its root system is polite, not aggressive, and once it's settled, it's remarkably drought tolerant. That means it forgives you if you forget a watering. For care, it craves sun. Give it 8 or more hours of direct light for the best chance at fruit. Water it deeply only when the soil is dry several inches down, and a 5 to 10-gallon pot will be its forever home. The bonus is its triple threat beauty: brilliant orange-red flowers, glossy little fruit, and stunning yellow fall foliage. That fruit, small as it is, has real use. Tart, seed-packed, and perfect for making grenadine syrup or dropping into cocktails as a garnish. A single harvest from a Nana yields more than you expect for a 2-foot plant. But here's the warning. Don't expect grocery store-sized fruit. Nana produces small ornamental fruit, about 1 to 2 inches across. If you're dreaming of juicing by the gallon, you'll be disappointed. Grow it for the flowers, the unique garnishes, and the sheer beauty. That tart jewel-like fruit from the pomegranate connects us to ancient orchards. For a truly aromatic harvest that's becoming a modern favorite, our final tree is a game changer for anyone growing in a limited space. That tree is the Arbequina olive. It's the premier container olive, self-fertile, and known for fruiting at a young age with a naturally weeping, elegant form. It loves the slightly cramped, well-drained conditions a pot provides. It's slow growing, which keeps it manageable, and it's one of the more cold-hardy olives you can find. It needs at least 6 hours of direct sun, and more is always better. Let the soil dry out significantly between waterings. Overwatering is its fastest path to trouble. A 10 to 15-gallon pot with excellent drainage is its ideal home. Beyond the harvest, its silvery green foliage is evergreen, giving your balcony year-round structure and a touch of Mediterranean elegance. The single biggest mistake is using a regular moisture-holding potting mix. That soggy soil will lead to root rot and kill the tree. The fix is simple. Use a gritty, fast-draining cactus mix and amend it with extra perlite or pumice. Here's the bonus most guides skip. You can cure these olives yourself. Pack them in a salt brine for 2 to 3 weeks. Add a sprig of rosemary from your herb pot. The result is a genuinely gourmet olive grown on your own balcony. So, you've seen the last 2 trees on our list. One is a dwarf beauty for flowers and tart fruit. The other, a graceful evergreen for aromatic olives. Which of these 7 trees feels most right for your current setup, and where would you put it first? Start with one that matches your light and climate. The right pot and the right variety are 90% of the battle. For a deeper dive on potting mixes and fertilizer schedules for all these trees, check the linked video in the description. And now go grow something delicious.